I grew up on a farm. It's been a rewarding way of life. Stress on the farm occurs differently than it does in other places because it may not be there today and be there the next day.
You're totally dependent on the weather. It only takes one bad year, and then you're trying to figure out what am I going to do next.
I react with stress differently than my husband. I get the upset stomachs, I get the headaches, I get the can't sleep. It's hard on your body. He gets more quiet in a sense, but at the same time, you know it's bothering him.
That takes its toll on a family.
Teenagers often come to you and just have the weight of the world on their shoulders.
As a young person, that's really hard to navigate.
With COVID, it's made it really difficult for everybody. Worrying about keeping people safe.
You had your crops growing in the field, they're ready to harvest, and there's nowhere to take them. Everything was closed.
There were arguments, because it was, we got to get this paid, we need to get that paid. It can't get paid if we don't have the money there.
You've planted all your dreams in that field. That's devastating. With really severe depression or really severe anxiety, if you leave it untreated, sooner or later your body's going to force you to go somewhere because that's what happens.
I lost my sister to suicide. She was one of those people you would have never expected it. She too was going into the agriculture industry and had a job lined up with the John Deere corporate office. Really just a shining star, and so it hit our community really hard. I just kept asking myself the weeks following, why couldn't she have talked to me about what she was going through?
This is the overdoses that we've had in our county.
People still believe that if you're depressed or if you're anxious or if you're having, feeling overwhelmed, you can just pull yourself up by your bootstraps and keep on going. And it doesn't work that way.
For somebody to reach out and tell them I'm having problems, I'm not mentally getting where I need to go. To do that is probably the hardest thing there is out there in life.
Farmers traditionally in these areas of Caroline County, which I'm from, are very, they have somewhat of what we call a sacred privacy.
Addiction is a family disease. One of the biggest things that we struggle with is a not my child kind of mentality.
There's this stigma out there about mental health that really does not need to exist.
There's no family that I believe anymore have not been hit with some sort of mental health, substance abuse, or alcoholism.
It's very common, but people just don't want to talk about it.
Addiction can be a very lonely illness. You have this idea of yourself that you are less than, that you are just a junkie.
Once that drug gets into that brain and once that drug gets into the system, there's no choosing after that. Your body wants it. And when your body wants it, you need help to get that fixed.
Being able to talk to others who know what you're going through it makes a big difference. To look at them, you might think, oh my God, they're doing really great, but then to talk to them on one-on-one, it's, oh, they're going through the same things we are.
I try my best to get to know each and every single student. Just sit and talk about whatever's going on in their world. It allows them to get to know each other. That way they're just so much less judgmental of each other.
Talking about whatever issues you're facing and helping you get through them, it really is not a burden. You might perceive it that way, but it's not to your family members because they want to have you by their side.
It is okay to go see a counselor, to go to talk to someone else about having problems, that you're stuck, that you can't move forward.
We're out here every day. We are at 4 different locations here in the Caroline County area, bringing services to the entire community. And so what we do with these overdoses, we reach out, try to convince them to come into treatment.
Hi, come on in. We're here to make sure that they know that they're a complete person, to give treatment, to keep them mind, body, and soul healthy.
Want to talk to a psychiatrist? You could be able to do that right here on this van. We have on board here telemedicine capabilities through the University of Maryland Hospital School of Psychiatry.
It takes away the transportation barrier, and it gives people better access to services.
Our major goal is to save your loved one's life. We come across people all the time that didn't make it, and the family members, sometimes they'll think, I wish I had introduced my son or daughter to a treatment program earlier before something like that happens.
Saturday, I had a combine, had a mechanical failure. At the same time I had that mechanical failure, I had a friend that was done. He showed up to help. And most people will do that. That's how they handle their stress. You know, neighbors do what they need to do to get their neighbor through it.
Whether that be lending a hand on the farm or lending an ear when it's needed. If something's an issue, let someone know.
Stigma kills people.
We need to have more conversations.
There's no shame in becoming healthy.
It's only in sharing those struggles that people can find the help that they really need.
If the grower's not healthy, the farm's not going to be healthy.
There are people on the shore and in Caroline County who will do what they need to do to help you through whatever it is you're dealing with.